The early days of autumn were the perfect weather to continue visiting beaches and trails on the island. Several Sundays ago was no exception. We drove out to Greenwich National Park and hiked the second of the 3 trails there.
Okay, so we're going to turn to the left here.
Our earlier visit had taken us on the hike of the dunes. A left turn at the fork would take us to the shores of the bay. Access to the Tlaqatik Trail is the same route, past the farmyard, fields, and pastures of the old Sanderson homestead, parallel to St. Peter's Bay. Tlaqatik is a Mi'kmaq word meaning at the campsite, and a walk to the shore takes you through land that has been campsite and homesteads for well over 10,000 years. The path goes through abandoned farm fields that have been tended by Acadian, English, Scottish, and Irish settlers, past archaeological sites revealing settlements of the Mi'kmaq and their ancestors, along the shores that have been fishing grounds for generations, through a white spruce forest, and along the back edge of the dune system. The fields are filled with Canadian goldenrod, blue New York aster, and Queen Anne's lace. During low tide, blue herons often perch on the sandbars waiting for the telltale glint of light in the water that announces dinner. Ospreys and eagles are also often spotted along the shores. All along the shore, the mirum grass spreads its network of roots below the surface in an attempt to stabilize the shifting sands. St. Peter's Bay is now one of the centers of mussel farming here on the island, but it has always been known as an area rich in oysters and mussel beds. The European settlers learned from the Mi'kmaq that the mud from the bay was rich in lime that would restore fertility to the soil. Harvesting mussel mud was an arduous job and has since been replaced by newer, though not necessarily better, methods of fertilizing the fields. Going into this woodland had an almost fairy tale quality to it. I kept whistling Into the Woods and half expected the big bad wolf or an ogre to show up. The path out of the forest led us to the back of the dune system that we had seen several weeks ago from the boardwalk across Bowley Pond. And once again, a suspended boardwalk has been constructed to protect the fragile ecosystem. There were places along the path where you could see where the encroaching sands had created the ghost forests. A return to a forested area along the path took us back to the forks and then onward through the old Sanderson farmstead to end the hike.